Hi, I'm Ken Crawford, president of the Alaska Conference, and I want to show you around my Alaska. I love it here.
This is not the end of the world, but it's pretty close. I love Alaska. It's the greatest adventure you could ever imagine. If you want to find out more, go to our website, alaskaconference.org, and you'll find all kinds of information and stories on what Alaska is like.
There's a constant collision between civilization and nature because we live next to each other. There's a feeling of remoteness, not isolation, but remoteness. There is a vastness in the wilderness in Alaska. The mountains are more majestic. Nature is undisputed master. There's something about this country that sets off in me a craving for heaven. The living conditions are a challenge, I can tell you. But the needs in Alaska far outweigh the challenges of living here. The one thing that the state of Alaska believes in is quality medical services. They put untold millions of dollars into beautiful facilities and the best top quality medical services that you can get. Even in the smaller towns and villages, you'll find great medical hospitals and all different kinds of facilities. Now, the reason I tell you that is because I want you to listen to some testimonies of people who came to Alaska as medical missionaries.
Hi, my name is Natalie Lewis. I am here at Manila Association. I currently work as a director of behavioral health. We're 33 miles above the Arctic Circle. I came here with my husband in November 30th, 2009.
Hi guys, I'm Richard Lewis here in Kotzebue. I'm one of the firefighters and EMT here in town. We got a small group of Adventists here. We have 9 or 15 of us that worship here in town. Jesus loved the Eskimo, mushing doggies through the snow, and he loves the Aleuts, wearing mucklucks for their boots.
But a lot of the stuff that we do is really at home. There's not a lot of opportunities to kind of socialize here because a lot of socialization is surrounded on alcohol. Obviously, it's it's one of our major challenges here in the community. But we like a lot of family time. 1, 2, 3. To just have clean fun. Now, every day I pray and I ask God, Lord, I want you to be the head of my day. Be the person that drives everything that I say and do, because I don't know which way you're going to work today. And when I go on call, when I used to be an itinerant therapist, I used to pray before I go and I said, Lord, please just give me the words, give me the deeds, let me help somebody today. And I feel like God has worked. Before I came to Kotzebue, though, I knew a friend named Ritz. She was actually one of my colleagues in graduate school.
When I first got here to Alaska, or said I was coming to Alaska, a lot of people said I was crazy because I was coming from Georgia, and that's a completely different experience. The awesome part about working here in Kotzebue is that I have been able to pay off a lot of my debt. I've been able to pay off my student loans due to the student loan repayment that they have here. It's actually because we're part of Indian Health Services, so I've been able to get with that program, and they've given me $20,000 a year to pay off my student loan. That is unheard of. I also make a really decent salary here, way more than I would make in the lower 48. And so I have been able to really save and do fun things that I've never done before. A couple of my classmates from University of Georgia, they actually came up here with me.
And she was like, Natalie, it's a good experience. You need to come, you need to come, you need to come. You know, I'm the only one up here and I need somebody to be here with me. I said, okay, fine, no problem. Anyways, make a long story short, I'm in Alaska.
Natalie Lewis came 6 months after me, and 6 months after that, Deanne Watkins came.
Welcome to Kotzebue, Alaska. I'm sitting here at the Bayside Restaurant, one of several that we do have here above the Arctic, believe it or not. I came here to the Arctic 4 years ago, actually. Ritz and I were classmates at the University of Georgia in the graduate school program. We're both studying to be social workers because, of course, we want to save the world and make a difference.
The first thing that I did before I got up here is I read about the people. I wanted to know something. I can't learn a whole culture overnight, but I can definitely look in to see what the traditions were, what are some of the issues, where do the people come from, what do they value. And so I did some research and I read a little bit about Inupiaq people, but it wasn't until I really got here until I really realized what a great people they are. They were so welcoming and inviting, and their culture, they have a lot of tradition, and they have the dance and the storytelling, and it's something that I'm not used to, because sometimes I even feel like I don't have a culture. So to come into a whole group of people who relate to one another and who are just one big people, that's something I've never experienced before. When we were approaching Kotzebue, we came from Anchorage, and all I saw was water. And I thought, where are we going? Where are we gonna land? This is water. Maybe this was a bad idea. And then out of nowhere, the pilot said, you know, we're making our final approach. And I look down and I see this little spit of land. And I'm thinking, there is no way. We are not doing this. It was such a wild experience landing on such a short runway. It was about this long. We hit the brakes, and I thought, I thought this is gonna be a crazy, crazy experience. And before we landed, there was nothing around, nothing but water. And so here I am. I'm a behavioral health clinician here in Kotzebue. I'm actually the supervisor for all the clinicians here at Minilik. I am a licensed clinical social worker, and I've been here 5.5 years.
Ritz, who brought me here, was not a Sabbath believer. And I had asked her, like, every time that someone would go down on Friday, I was like, Ritz, you know, you want to come to church with me tomorrow? And she'll just deny me. I probably asked her over 50 times.
She would invite me every Saturday to come to church. Never fail. Every Saturday she would tell me, hey, we're going to church, you should come.
And finally one time she said yes.
And I started going, and I started studying the Word, and realized that this is what I want to do, and I really do want to give my life to Christ. And so about 2 years ago I got baptized.
So please do not stop. Keep on inviting people to church. You may not always understand or think that people are listening, but they are. And people are seeking. They might not always give you the greatest feedback to your encouragement, but people are listening. People are seeking God, even if they say no. Just keep inviting them. Keep inviting them. They will say yes one day.
That's why Alaska is really in need of having other young people come here and minister, because that's what it takes. One young person to another young person. And that's what I needed. And I got it. I'm so glad that it happened, and I don't know where I would be or what kind of person I would have been if she wasn't here. And I know she probably doesn't want me to put so much emphasis on her, but I know what God did through her to me. It worked for me.
Natalie, my co-worker, Natalie Lewis, she said, hey, I go to church on Saturdays. I observe Sabbath. How about you just come along with me? So I started attending Kotzebue Seventh-day Adventist Church with Natalie and her family, and with Ritz as well, and several others, and we had a good time. And I told her I had to find another church for Sunday. And so I started attending the First Baptist Church of Kotzebue. I really enjoy singing, so on Sundays at my Sunday church, it's a little bit bigger, and so I help lead praise and worship, and that is very important to me. So as of right now, I do both, and as I continue to do my Saturday church, one day the Lord just laid it upon my heart that Sabbath was the correct day to worship. And so I've been observing Sabbath for the last 2 years.
She's honored to Sabbath, and she really loves Jesus, and I'm just so excited. I invite you to hear my husband's story of Kotzebue. It's pretty adventurous. He lives for the fire department and all the activities that they do.
In addition to being an EMT, I'm also a firefighter, and I'm going to show you my toys, everything that I have, from my truck 1, engine 7, the first suppression on scene, to a Husky airboat, to a rescue sled and snow machine, to an Argo. So let's go. Let me show you what it looks like. Come on. I work 2 days in a week and I'm off like 5 days, so that's perfect. So let me introduce you guys to the equipment here. This right here is our Zodiac. They build this in such a way that you remove these sleds and put wheels. We could use it in the summer. Nana just built a new hotel here in town, and our last truck couldn't reach all the way to the top.
And we bought a new fire truck to go with the new hotel, accessibility, whatever. But when the new fire truck came in on the barge, everyone was so excited, particularly my husband.
This here is 110 foot.
The only thing the fire truck has been actually useful for recently is to fix the flagpole. We had some issues with things getting wrapped around on the top, and so we were able to use the fire truck for that.
This little boy here is an Argo, and it's like an amphibious kind of machine. It can float on water. It has these tracks that you can remove, and it can run on regular sand or wherever you want it to go. It would go.
One of my husband's favorite tools at his job, I don't know if you consider it a tool, but it is the boat that they have. He's a hoot when it comes to that.
This is the big boy. This is our pride and joy right here. This is a Husky airboat. It's like a hybrid. It's like a swamp boat mixed with an actual regular boat. It's very cool. This right here, it's very buoyant. So this here allows the boat to bounce on the snow. It rides on the snow. It's like a hovercraft, but what it does is that it bounces on the snow. It floats or rides on the snow, and it will, if the ice break or something like that, it will just ride like a regular boat. It has a big fan in the back. It drives the boat. It has a Chevy 350 engine inside of it. It's very cool. It's very fast, very powerful.
I love a man in uniform, but I really love my man in uniform.
Alright guys, this is my locker here. So this is my name right here, Richard Lewis, and there's a little 20 here for my call sign. So let me put this on for you. It's my gloves all attached and ready to go. We have to be able to put these on in under 2 minutes to get in the truck. So this is me.
It's amazing what happens when a call goes out, because he will drop everything and anything to get to that call, to save somebody's life, to be a part of the action.
Is our SCBAs. I got all the toys and all the tools. I'll take it out just to show you. This is a Scott. If I leave this tank still for a second, it basically is going to start alarming. And this would indicate to other firefighters that possibly another firefighter is down. And it has 3 phases. This is the first phase. That's to let you know that you're standing. This is the second phase. And the third phase is going to get big. And there's another phase with the 4th phase. And that's the one that says he's down and he need rescue. Turn it off. I love my job. This is the coolest job I ever had. And I know you would like it too if you come here. You may not be a firefighter, but you might be a nurse or a doctor or even a paramedic or a medic, EMT 1, 2, 3. It's amazing. This job, this place has so much things that you can do. It's cool.
I encourage you to really consider coming to Alaska. I think it's been such a blessing for me, and I know that I'm supposed to be evangelizing, and in my evangelism I feel like God has even touched me in a really deep way. There's a lot of things that I've learned here, experienced here, and I feel like my faith has been strengthened here. And there's people, your coworkers, your friends, people that you associate with on an everyday basis that see your life and they want to know what is that thing that they're missing, and we can be that person to inform about Jesus Christ.
So coming up to our little church here in Kotzebue, it would be an awesome time, and we're glad to have you.
Come, be a contagious Christian in Alaska. You'll definitely will not regret it.
If you're looking for an adventure, if you're looking for something new, something off the beaten path, definitely Alaska is the place to be. Alaska, you get all the experiences that you would have never thought that you could have. All those National Geographic experiences, you get to have those right here. The Northern Lights, the caribou walking across the ice, the seal, thousands of seal in the Bering Sea. This is an adventure. This has definitely been such an adventure, and I'm so excited that I came.
Here in Nome we have Velvet Eyes, which has been kind of a conversation piece. Once in a while you see Carl down at the grocery store and he buys a case of lettuce and he'll be up there feeding his reindeer a case of lettuce. Yeah, Carl's a plumber. He's been a plumber up here for years, and everywhere he goes, that reindeer goes with him. He never goes anywhere without it, just like a person with a dog. constant friend. A number of years ago, we had a herd of caribou up behind town, about 250,000. And so a bunch of the guys, including Carl, went out to hunt caribou. And he made a red jacket for this reindeer and took him out with him. Carl had a camp at 65 Mile at Pilgrim River, so when the shooting started, Velvet Eyes disappeared. And when Carl went to looking for him, he couldn't find him, and he thought somebody shot him. Well, they went back to the bridge to his cabin, and Velvet Eyes had gone home. He was at the cabin minus his coat. So he knew when to get out. When the shooting started, he left. I haven't seen that reindeer lay down. He's always standing up, except when Carl tells him to lay down. I've been over to his house a number of times where the reindeer's been inside, and he's constantly trying to push me out of the door with his antlers. And it's not too hard to hold his antlers and keep him from moving, but pretty soon Carl would slap him on the butt and say, lay down, Velvet Eyes, and he'd go lay down like a dog.
The one thing that the state of Alaska believes in is quality medical services. They put untold millions of dollars into beautiful facilities and the best top quality medical services that you can get. Even in the smaller towns and villages. We have several brand new hospitals around Alaska. The Norton Sound Hospital in Nome, Alaska is a beautiful new $20 million facility that just opened.
Welcome to Norton Sound Health Corporation. I'm Angie Gorin, President CEO. Norton Sound Health Corporation is based here in Nome, Alaska, and we serve a population of 10,000 community members who live in 15 different native villages in the Bering Strait region. And those villages are showcased here on the wall, starting with Breivik Mission, stretching all the way across to St. Lawrence Island. Norton Sound Health Corporation is a critical access hospital. We have 18 beds on our inpatient unit. We also are very proud of our long-term care unit. We have 18 residents from the region that reside there as well. Both facilities are brand new and were constructed in 2013, and our facility includes lots of local art like this that represents all 15 of our native villages. We were able to travel to all those villages, meet the artists individually, and handpick the pieces that you see here in the facility. And I'm very excited for you to meet some of our employees.
Hi, I'm Bobby, and I work here at Norton Sound Hospital in their IT department, and we do showcase native artwork, and here's whaling in Barrow. I joined the Navy, came back, now I'm serving my community. So please come on up and come work with me, and then we could also show you how our family hunts, eats, plays, and does everything we do. So please join me at Norton Sound Health Corporation.
Hi there, my name is Jared, and I work for Norton Sound Health Corporation, and I'm a flight paramedic, and I'd hope you come up to Nome and work with me.
I'm Pat Owens, and I work here in Nome, Alaska at Norton Sound Regional Hospital. We have opportunities for physical therapists, physicians, nurses, nursing assistants, billing, IT. There's all kinds of positions open, available at our hospital.
Hi, I'm Ashley Frost from South Dakota. I moved to Alaska 5 years ago. I lived in Fairbanks, and now I live in Nome, Alaska. And I work for Norton Sound Health Corporation as the laboratory manager. Why don't you come work with me? We'll have a great time.
Hi, I'm Megan McKiernan. I'm a physician assistant working in Norton Sound region. I'm stationed here in Nome, Alaska, and I work both in our hospital here and in all of our 15 surrounding villages. I came to Nome from Western North Carolina about a year and a half ago with a stop in the Aleutian Islands. I worked with the villages from Shishmaref to Stebbins and all in between. I love working in Alaska. Won't you come join us?
Hi, I'm Andrew Cooper, and I work here at Norton Sound Regional Hospital, and I'm from Unalakleet, which is a small town about 180 miles southeast from here. I'm the Telehealth Systems Program Manager, and I'd love for you to come work with me.
Hi, my name is Lance Cannon. I work at Norton Sound Regional Hospital with the security department. Been in Nome 21 years, love it up here. What brought me up here is the hunting, the fishing, to see my mom. In the summertime you can fish at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, walk the beaches, the sunsets are awesome. It's a really pretty place to be. I have a great crew I work with here at security, so if you're interested in security, come work for us, especially with my partner Mikey Wangatillan. We have a lot of fun. That's what's important. Come see us, Nome, Alaska. Be a great place to work. Love to have you. Norton Sound. There's no place like Nome.
The view from the dental office here in Nome, Alaska is just incredible. My name is Sarah Knoll. I'm a dentist here. I moved here 2.5 years ago from Maryland, and I absolutely love it.
I moved 6 years ago from Pennsylvania and came to Nome because I wanted to be a part of what was happening here. I'm a recruiter for Norton Sound Health Corporation, and I enjoy bringing people who want to share the adventure. So give me a call. I'd love to talk to you about an opportunity here and a career in Nome, Alaska, working in our hospital and health system. We're looking for spiritually minded people that want to be a part of this community.
We want you to come to Alaska as a medical missionary. They have wonderful sign-on bonuses, you make top wages and great benefits, and plus you get to live in this freedom of this beautiful state.
Hi, I'm Charlene Irvin, and I'm an occupational therapist. Prior to living here in the Anchorage Bowl area, I lived in Southeast Alaska for 4 years, and I lived in the rainforest. In Southeast Alaska, it's very rural, and where I was living in Ketchikan, we serviced many islands in Southeast Alaska that are very rural. In fact, you can only get there oftentimes by ferry or by float plane. In Ketchikan, there is a hospital, and they service many of the islands that surround the area. Many people come in by float plane or ferry to receive their health care.
Ferries are pretty well the only means of transportation from village to village as we cross islands.
It may mean that they travel an entire day to get to the community where they can have their procedures taken care of. But then that means that they have to continue to be monitored on a rural island where there isn't maybe the clinicians that they need to care for them. My one patient didn't even have a sidewalk to her home. She had 2 flights of stairs coming and going. If I went to her front door, I went up 72 stairs. If I went to her back door, I engaged 56 stairs. And so life was a little bit different as a home therapy clinician. A lot of the people in Southeast Alaska do fishing as their main source of income, and that is a very dangerous line of work. So a lot of times I would have a very wide variety of clients that I would help return to function, and it's very rewarding. If you like adventure, come to rural Alaska. Experience the opportunity to share your skill set with the people and share with them your knowledge and help them to be healthful, be knowledgeable, be able to live successfully and have access to things that oftentimes they may wait 3 and 4 months to get access to. Maybe you would like to come up for a short-term stay here in Alaska, or maybe you would like to make this your new home for a short while. It's amazing how you can grow into the communities and you become a part of the people's lives. You see how their life is similar to yours and yet vastly different because of the lifestyle that they have chosen to live in a remote area. I want to encourage you to think about where you are in your career and how you're feeling about the care you're giving. I know for me, when I came to Southeast Alaska on my first tour here, I was amazed with how refreshed I became as a clinician and how I pulled things out of my toolbox of knowledge and reapplied it in a way that was fresh and stimulating to me. Not only did I apply things that I had learned recently, but I reached back into things that I had forgotten about. Coming to Alaska will refresh that creativity in you, will reignite your desire to serve people.
So think about it. Maybe the Lord's going to impress you to come here and help us spread the word in this last frontier.
And there's lots of opportunities for professional people to come join us here at the hospital and do work, and also to help strengthen our church. We have a small church here in Nome, Alaska. We have about 30 people who are members of our church. Half of them are children.
Hi, I'm Emma Nakak. I'm from St. Michael, Alaska, and I'm living in Nome with a new family.
Shoni and Mike Evans have had 4 of their own children, have taken in many children from the villages around doing foster care.
My new family loves Jesus.
Hi, I'm Shoni Evans and I'm from Nome, Alaska. I grew up on the East Coast and I married a man that was born in Alaska, and he brought us here 16 years ago. We've had 300 children come through our home in the last 16 years as foster children. We had only been here in Nome just a few weeks when a social worker knocked on our door with 2 6-month-old twin babies and asked us if we would be interested in working as foster parents in Western Alaska. Since then, we've had over 300 foster kids in our home. We've been able to adopt 2 beautiful Native Alaska children, plus many more that have lived with us. Our greatest number that we've had were 12 kids in our home at once that were foster kids, other than our 4 that we currently have that are ours. The need is so great in Western Alaska. The family units in the villages have broken down so much between alcohol and domestic violence and the struggles within the home and the family, that the need is great for foster parents. There isn't enough foster parents within this community, or people that are willing and able to take care of these children. One highlight that I love is there was a young man that came to me, and he had a small baby in his arms, and I did not recognize him, and he came up to me and he handed me the baby, and he was a young Native man, and he says, "Miss Shoney, do you remember me?" And I told him, I said, "No, I don't remember you. I am sorry." He says, "You held me when I was 6. And I said, "I held you?" He says, "Yes. I lived in your home for 3 weeks and you held me. And now I want you to hold my son like you held me." It brought tears to my eyes. When he gave me his name, it was like, yes, I remember you. And there are so many different children. I love seeing them growing up healthy and happy. Our daughter that we've adopted is 21. And she came to us when she was 7 years old. And she came to us from a very rough alcohol drug background, and this was a child that had a lot of struggles. And now at 21, she is healthy, she is happy, she has her own apartment, she has a full-time job, and she's living a very good life back in her village that she originally came from. And she's able to share with her family and the village about God and the people. And through her life, many people come to us and say, "Stephanie is doing so good. We're so proud of her. She has come so far from that terrified child. When she first came, she would hide behind my cussbuck." This one is from King Island, and you can tell that it's from King Island by the trim and by the hat and the pockets. And to see where Stephanie has come from, it's an incredible success. I try to make a cussbuck, or Rudy tries to help me make cussbucks for all the girls that come through our home. We try to keep it to the tradition of their villages also.
Alaska is definitely a mission field and a fun place to work, fun people to work with, fun activities to do, and we need you to come join us here in Alaska.
There's preachers in this world, and then there's people that have a talent of being mom. And we need more moms in Nome. So if you have kids and you love kids and you want to be a part of the children of Nome, please come and join us.
It takes teamwork within our church group to make the community aware of God's love for them, and there's lots of opportunity here to be a part of that team. So it'd be great to have more Adventists here to help our church grow and help our community have a better picture of Christ in their lives.
If you enjoyed watching this series, if you're interested in what you've seen or what we're doing in Alaska, go to the Alaska website, alaskaconference.org, and there you'll find additional information.